Hi, my name is Danny, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing Legoland's Pirate Hotel. For reference, at the time of our trip, our kiddos were ages 1.5 and 4. Well, actually only a week shy of 5. We went the week after Thanksgiving, and so it really was not busy at all, and we went during the week time. We went on Monday through a Thursday, stayed 3 nights, arrived Monday, left Thursday. Overall, we really enjoyed our stay. I thought before arriving that it was 2 separate hotels the way it looked online to me, and then I was back and forth a lot because I've heard so many things about mainly the elevator in the original one, how it's like a disco theme and how fun it is. However, since this trip was primarily for our 4-year-old, we let him decide which room he wanted to stay in. I showed him different pictures and he picked the pirate room, so we stayed in the pirate hotel. However, when we got there, I was pleasantly surprised that it's actually, even though it's 2 hotels, it's actually just one big hotel with 2 different sections. There's the main hotel, and then they've built the pirate hotel onto it, and they connect with a hallway. When we first arrived at the hotel, we drove up to like the front entrance. That way we can get our bags off and stuff like that. And there is a podium type things there with someone standing there. He wasn't there like right when we got there. He had just walked off for a minute. However, that's the person who gives you your parking pass. So you need to make sure that you see that person. And all of the parking are under their solar panels. So it's covered parking, which is really nice. And it's not that far of a walk from the hotel. It's just very short distance. My husband went inside and checked in. The check-in was electronic kiosks that he got to do. One thing also to note, and my husband's the one that booked the trip, and he cannot remember if it mentioned it beforehand, but I just wanted to note it here. Our trip we had already paid for before we got there. However, when we got there, we still had to pay a $100 per night damage deposit, so it was $300 for us. They do return that after you check out. We tried to look at our card and see if it got refunded, and we actually can't see any evidence that it was ever there, so I guess they refunded it or didn't charge it. I don't really know, but just to give you a heads up so that you know and are mentally prepared that they are going to charge you that additional $100 per night for a damage deposit. Check-in was pretty smooth. Because it was the off season, during the week they didn't have the entertainment in the pirate section of the hotel. They only had it in the main hotel area, which again, they're connected. It's not that big of a deal, but just something to note. They have a pajama party every single night. I think it's like 8 p.m. or so, but in case you want to take some fun pajamas, and all the kids, basically, they have a couple of characters. Depending on, I guess, what story they were telling, they were like a princess or it's like people, not Lego characters. But they do like a dance party and different stuff, and they just have a lot of fun. They have like these big bins out in the hotel where you can build Legos. You could still hang out in like the entertainment section. I don't know what you would really call that. They did have a TV playing the Lego movies, but apart from that, and they had the areas obviously where you can play with the Legos, and there's a fun like little room that you go in and it has like a map and stuff. So it was really cute and still fun to hang out in. But as far as entertainment goes, that was only in the main hotel. They do have, while the characters who do all of that entertainment are not Lego characters, they do have the Lego characters randomly. I believe they have like specific times, but I'm not 100% sure about when they come through, but occasionally you will also see them. They're not a part of that entertainment, but they're still in that main lobby area. The restaurant and the main hotel area, there were 2 restaurants, I believe, in the main hotel area, and we never saw the one open, but we only ever went in that section of the hotel at night, so I believe they're only open for like breakfast and lunch. Don't quote me on that. I just know they were closed at night when we were there. But the other restaurant, please note that They like for you to make reservations in advance. They were actually quite rude to my husband. The very first night we got there, my husband just went up the road to Subway and got something and we ate in our room. But the second night, my son and my husband went to eat there and it took them forever to get a table, which is understandable if they want you to make reservations. I just feel like they should have a sign out. The hostess was kind of rude until like my son started talking to her. Then she kind of lightened up a little bit, my husband said. And then he said the waiter was nice. However, whenever I went to join them, it was after they had gotten their food. I actually wasn't planning on eating, but my husband was like, oh, do you want something to eat? And then the waiter like spoke and was like, I can get you something to drink. Like he wasn't gonna take my food order. I don't know, it was kind of odd, but I wasn't actually planning on eating anyways. And then the second night he went to go there again. He was eating there instead of the Pirate Hotel one because it was way more food than we needed. I'm not sure if you need reservations for the pirate themed restaurant or not at night. I know you don't for breakfast. And then a second time my husband tried to go to that restaurant. The hostess would never see him. They would never see him. He waited for a while and finally the lady next to him, who was also standing there waiting, said that she had just gotten there. They were extremely rude to her and were not happy that she did not have reservations. And she said she had just walked in the door, like quite literally just checked in. So she didn't even know she needed reservations, but they were just unnecessarily rude. If they want to do reservations, that's fine. I just feel like they should make it, at least have some sign out that says reservations needed or something like that. Or they could have even just spoke more nicely or been kinder to the guest about it. And I get they were short staffed, but still, you don't have to be rude. Everybody else throughout the hotel and the parks were super nice. It's just that one restaurant. So just so you know, you're gonna need a reservation, even if you're just checking in. Breakfast is included, the other meals are not. We ate at the pirate themed restaurant for breakfast and it was really good. They bring you out, it's all you can eat, but they bring out this huge skillet to your table and it has like bacon and eggs and sausage. And then they alternate between waffles, French toast, and pancakes. And then whatever they're serving that day, they'll put it on the platter. But if you want one of the other ones, I believe you can specify, or maybe they'll tell you that they're also having another one, because there was one day that we had gotten pancakes 2 days in a row, but they said they were also offering French toast, and so we wanted the French toast. They still put the pancakes on the platter, but they also brought the French toast. The people in that restaurant were super nice, but they bring a huge platter, they lay it down in the middle of the table, and then you each have your own plate, and then you can just take what you want out of the platter. And then if you eat all of that, you can just tell your waiter or waitress, and they will bring you more of whatever it is that you want. They already have orange juice on the table for you, and then they also serve like coffee and juices. The kids got juice boxes. They'll bring some fruit if you'd like, which is like a bowl of assorted fruits and bananas. It was a really good breakfast, and it actually, because it was such a big breakfast, held us over for a long time. Also, what was nice is whenever you start to go, and this was something told to us by several different waitresses, they ask you if you want to take anything with you, and you can take like juice boxes, to-go coffee, bananas, cereal even. They have like the little travel packs of cereal, and you can get that if you'd like. And so that's a really nice thing to take some to go. Like we took bananas to go and we took cereal on the travel day home, but we put extra juice boxes and a couple of bananas in our bag when we went to the park, and it was a great healthy snack for our kids. And the park review will be a different video. I'll link it down below, but yes, you can take food into there. And that was suggested by our waitress. Like they asked, are you sure, don't you want to take like some juice boxes or bananas for a snack or something? And so we did that. The last day we also took some cereal because my son wanted it for traveling. The first and third day that we ate breakfast, it was like suggested to us to do that, and like, oh, I can get you like whatever you need, given a bag to carry it and everything. The second day the waitress kind of looked at us funny, like, oh, okay. Like when we asked, can we have the juice boxes and bananas to go? But I mean, she was still nice about it. She just kind of looked at us funny, but I thought that was interesting. They do give you, at the end of breakfast, they do give you a check, but it shows $0 on it, and the check is just so that you can write a tip amount, and then they'll just charge it to your room. So the food, as you would imagine, it is like in a resort type thing. So while breakfast is included with your stay, The rest of the meals are not, and they are quite expensive. However, the hotel is really close to some restaurants, so we had hibachi one night that we took in the room, and then we also did Subway one night that we took in the room. My husband just went and picked it up and brought it back, and he was not gone that long at all. And there's a Publix close by. There is a mini fridge in the room, so if you need to put some stuff in there. So we had Subway. My husband and my son ate at the restaurant there one night, and then we also did hibachi. And the hibachi place we ate at was really, really, really good. But the plates, I guess because it was nighttime, were huge. After my husband and I both ate, there was still enough leftovers to make one full plate again. And the kids' plates were pretty decently sized as well. Since the hotels were connected, something I was super excited about for my son to experience, because I had just heard so many people rave about it, were the disco elevators, right? I don't know what was going on, but the disco part of the elevators in the main hotel were turned off. I only went on them once, but my husband tried to take the kids on them multiple times and used both elevators, and none of the times were the disco elevators working. We did stay on the first floor, so we didn't need the elevators, so I'm not sure about the pirate side, if it elevators on the pirate end of the hotel. I believe the hallways connect upstairs as well. I'm actually pretty confident of it, but I'm not sure if those elevators do anything or not. I know they're not the disco ones, but they may do something similar.
The disco one's not going.
Yep.
The very first day when we arrived, because we did have the Pirate Hotel, there was like a treasure chest in there. I've heard that the other hotel section also has something similar. I'm not sure. I just know about the Pirate Hotel, but we did have a treasure hunt when we got there. My son found it super exciting. They forgot to put the little sheet on how to do it there, so I had to get it from the front. However, if you just speak to Alexa, there's an Alexa in there that's designed just for that room. I think you can play music on her and stuff, and you can also put a do not, I guess I would call it a do not disturb function, or kind of turn it off, but that way if the kids are like, Alexa, 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 it's not gonna keep trying to respond. It just stops listening, if you will. Once my son activated her and said that we were on the treasure hunt or whatever the prompt was, she then talked him through what to do, and so I actually didn't end up needing the paper after that.
Alexa, I want to look for treasure.
Dead hands can help with that.
She asked the first question, and then he would go and find out how many the number is of whatever it was, and then he would come back and tell her, and she's like, okay, here's your next clue. And then by the time we got to the end of it, you have the combination to be able to get into the little treasure chest, and they had a treasure in there. He was so excited about that, and even my youngest was pretty excited as well. First day there was a little Lego person in there, and actually it was the first day, and then the prize I left on the third day was a Lego person. I thought they were doing Lego people for the prize every day, and it's just a surprise Lego person, but actually the second day it was a little truck, which was exciting because I wasn't expecting that. The little Lego people, if you get a repeat or somebody that you don't particularly want for whatever reason, you can go to the front desk of the main hotel and you can tell them, hey, I want to trade my little Lego person, and they have this little board thing with all the Lego people, not all of them, but like other ones that people have come to trade, and you can trade your Lego person. They have a board, and then also the gift shop has a board. So you can look at, or maybe it's not even that you don't like your Lego person or that you already have a duplicate, maybe you just like one of the ones on the boards better. Some of the workers have Lego people on their badges, and the one guy was super sweet to my son, and he's like, oh, here's like this board, and here's also, he brought the one from the gift shop over, and he's like, and here's this board, and then you can also pick one off of my badge to trade with. So he got to let him look at all those, and then my son picked one and he traded. So that was, I thought that was just kind of neat that you can like trade the Lego people. And obviously, because once you know the code, there's no, like, they don't change the code, so there's no need to do a treasure hunt every day. So they just kind of left the prizes or treasures out, if you will, just kind of like on top of the box next to the monkey after the original day. Every day that we were there, they would come in obviously and freshen up your room, make your beds, and then they would leave new surprises for the boys. And we had two, obviously, so they left two of everything that they left, which was really nice. I did find it interesting, though. I mean, obviously, we have little kids. They leave crumbs when they have snacks. And I tried to, I think it was like crackers or something that they had eaten, they had dropped on the floor, and I picked up all the big pieces, but I can only do so much without a vacuum. I did find it interesting that they didn't, like, there was visible crumbs on the floor, and they didn't, like, run over it quickly with a vacuum. Not like a full room clean, but just like a quick spruce up, if you will. I don't know, I thought that was a bit interesting. But they did bring fresh towels and washcloths and make the beds every day. It's really not that big of a deal, but I just felt like it should be noted. So the TVs in the room, there's a TV in the bunk room, and there's also a TV in the main room, or like the adult area of the room. They're both supposed to supposedly have the Lego movies on them that you can play on demand, as well as they have a Lego channel that continuously plays the movies. However, the TV in the bunk room, I think something was wrong with it because it would never go to the menu. Anytime you tried to get it to go to the menu, it would revert back to channel 1, which was the news, which, if you can imagine, that's not really something good to keep going back to depending on what they're showing whenever I have small children. It just would not go to any sort of menu. However, in our section of the room, it would at least go to the menu. We could see the on-demand videos, but they would never play. It would just say like, we'll play it soon or something. I can't remember what message it was giving us, but it would never actually play the movies. But we were able to, because we could get to the menu, see where the continuous Legoland channel was. So that was nice. Channel 49, if you need to know. And so we just were able to punch in the numbers on the bunk room TV and get it to go straight to the Legoland channel. So we were still able to watch the Legoland movies, just if we caught them at the right time, or my kids, they didn't really care. So that was fine, but it was just something to note. It's kind of annoying. Those rooms are so expensive for like something like that not to work, especially because our younger son obviously goes to bed before the older one does. So we were gonna let him go to sleep in his pack and play in the main section and watch a movie with our older one while he fell asleep, and we just kind of have to start in the middle of the movie because that's where it was playing. And they also have a Keurig in the room with different K-cups, and they just kind of leave like an assortment of random stuff, so like coffees, then they have like black teas, English black tea, and they also had some hot chocolate, just I think it's like whatever they grab and they put there. And then they had some creamers there. We just had original creamers in our room. I don't know if they also grabbed an assortment of that or not, but I did notice walking past the bar of the pirate section in the mornings, they had huge bowls out of extra coffee creamers, and I noticed they had original and French vanilla. I just wanted to note that because French vanilla is my fave. And then of course you can get coffee in the restaurant. They brought both the French vanilla and the original creamer. The little travel soap and shampoo, conditioner, body wash stuff that they leave in the rooms were in cute little bottles. And they actually, for hotel shampoo, it actually smelled really good. So in my opinion, of course. Beds were pretty comfy in my opinion. The bunk beds were a little firmer than the main bed. I slept on the bunk bed one night my son the first night because he's still getting used to the environment, wanted me to sleep with him. And the bunks, while it is a bunk, there was also a pull-out bed below the bottom bunk. If you need 3, there's that. I don't know how safe it is as far as like the top person getting down and not stepping on them. I don't know how that works. I will say that that pull-out bed was nice as far as for us to be able to sit down like on the floor with them and hang out. And they had like in the bunk room, there's the TV, and then they also had like a little table type thing. And then on each end of it, there was like a little thing of Legos. And then there's also like one of the Lego things on the wall. And so it was just nice to be able to sit there and hang out and play with the Legos. So we didn't swim at the hotel, but I would recommend taking your swimsuit. It is Florida, even if you're going like all year round. I let my son take his swimsuit, thankfully, but I almost wasn't going to, which I'm even surprised by that myself because I'm from South Alabama. I know how quickly the weather can be cold one day and hot the next day. So I should have brought something for all of us, but being gone at the parks, we didn't really need like the pools there. I mean, they were nice that they were there, but anyways, I digress. It appeared, and I'm assuming because it was during the week and kind of like an off time, it appeared that the Pirate Hotel pool was always closed. However, the main pool was always open. Well, I mean, the times that it's open actually pretty late into the evening, I felt like. But the main pool was open, and then they have a couple of slides there as well. I don't think I got any pictures or video of that section. We didn't use it, but I did see it was open. So if you see the Pirate one is closed, the other one is probably open, weather permitting, I assume. But also outside, and you have to go like outside kind of where the pool area is, like through the back like that, and then down some steps, and there is putt-putt, and then they also have a huge fire pit. You can buy some s'mores. I think it said at the front desk, and I'm not sure if the putt-putt was included or mini golf was included or not. We never went down there. I started to walk down there one time and my son got fussy, so I turned around and went back. I'm not sure if that part's included or not, and I was planning on going on the boardwalk because also where the mini golf and fire pit are, there's a supposedly a boardwalk out there, and I wanted to go on it, and I forgot until we were already quite literally pulling out of the parking lot, and I looked over at the area and I was like, oh man. So I don't know if it's nice. You have to, if you go, please leave me a comment below and let me know how it is. The build workshops, they were so cute. My son loved them. You do have to have a reservation, and they have several times. We never, which it could have been an off season, but we never had to worry about them being booked out or anything like that. You do have to make sure you reserve your time slot, or else they don't just allow walk-ins. My son did the workshop every single night. My husband went with him a couple times, and then I also went with him one time. There's a master builder at the front, and she had like a camera pointing down, and then she would tell you what to do, and then you built cute little stuff. And it didn't take that long. I'd say like 45 minutes max. I highly recommend doing those workshops if you're gonna be staying in the hotel. And it's included. It's not an additional charge or anything like that. It's part of your stay. Overall, we really enjoyed our stay. Obviously, there was a few things, but nowhere's gonna be perfect. My main disappointment were the elevators. Even though we didn't really like need them, but I knew my son would love the disco elevators, so the fact that they were not discoing was a little bit of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, everything else was for the most part pretty great, minus the rude people. But overall, I definitely would recommend the hotel. We really enjoyed our stay, and I think the time that we spent there, we stayed 3 nights, 2 full days. For us, it was the perfect amount of time. We didn't feel like we were missing anything or felt rushed or nothing like that. It just felt like the right amount of time for us. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I will do the best of my knowledge to answer based off of our experience. If there's anything I forgot to cover, just let me know. I will also be making review videos on the Legoland park and the Peppa Pig park, which you can find right here.